Now that we have looked at churches and how they are organized, now we want to look at how records go into particular groups. How do we move them between groups? And the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to bring up a new concept. This concept is all. This is one node that's on the tree, and this is not a group. All actually means all the records. It's not all the records in all the groups, it's just all the records whether they're in a group or not in a group. It is also part of the tree. It's actually the root of the tree that has all the different groups. So the first thing we want to do is we want to establish a few groups that are going to be places where we hold people so that we can move them to these new groups. And where are we going to take them? We're going to take them from the July 30th service, and we're going to take them from attended involved. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're just going to call this group service. And these are the people who've actually attended the service. So what are we going to do? We're going to take this group, attended involved. Now, one thing here on this list of names is that it loads only a certain number of names, and then as you scroll down, it loads some more. In this case, what we want to do is we want to select every record, and we're going to start with the first record, and we're going to scroll all the way down to the last record, hold shift and select the last one, and this selects everything in between. Now, how do we move a bunch of names from one group to another? Well, what we actually do is we just drag and drop. Now, you would expect attended involved here to actually have no names in it. We moved everybody, didn't we? But in fact, these names, Angela, Denise, Cassandra, actually are not in attended involved. They are in received Christ. Now, they are showing up in attended involved because those who receive Christ have actually attended. So what do we do in this circumstance? How do we get these last three? Well, first we have to select those who have received Christ, and we'll make a new group for them. And we'll call this group Received Christ. Now, these are temporary groups, just for the sake of this demonstration. So we select Received Christ, select the first name, hold shift, select the last name, and we move them over to Received Christ. So now attended involved has no one, neither does Received Christ, and the service as a whole doesn't have anyone in it. These people are now in service and received Christ. Okay, so how do we move them back into attended involved? Well, we can select various records. The first thing we can try is moving a couple of records. We're going to select just a few random records. And the way we do this is you hold down Command on a Mac or Control on a PC. And then you select it and drag and drop the names where you want to put them. So now they're no longer in this particular group, but they're in attended involved. Okay, so maybe we want to move everybody. Let's do that. We select the first group, and then we select the last group, the last record, and then we drag them and drop in attended involved. Okay, now attended involved is full, but it does not have these three records. Angela, Denise, and Cassandra. So why don't we select these 3 names, and we'll bring them down into Receive Christ. And now we've come full circle. We have attendant involved, and then, of course, the people who have received Christ. So this is how you move records from one group to another, and it's very, very easy.